Alright, welcome to my conceptual MYTHOGENESIS division, where we're going to be going over Egyptian mythology, Greek mythology, using advanced astrology. And you'll see what I mean by that very soon. So, first let's start with Egyptian mythos reclassification, the primordial astrotectonics. So the original myth, the Ogdode, the 8 primordial beings of chaos from which all emerged. Astrochemical reinterpretation, not deities, but the fundamental parameters of cosmic manifestation, representing the prematerial archetypes that would crystallize into the planets. Here's the Memphite theology as a creation algorithm. We have Ta, and we have Atum Ra. So Ta, not a craftsman god, but the universal architectonic principle. Ta is the cosmic initial condition, the first thought or singularity of intention from which the celestial programming language, the logos, emerged. His heart, desire, and tongue command are metaphors for sympathetic resonance and vibrational frequency setting. Atum Ra activated solar logos, the moment of Kipri, the becoming. This is not a sun god, but the first point of self-aware light energy that bifurcates the unified field none into complementary pairs, the first binary code of creation. His act of autogenesis is the Big Bang expressed as a mythological event. We have the contendings of Horus and Set, a celestial mechanics report. Traditional lore, a violent struggle for the throne of Osiris. Here's my advanced recontextualization, a dimensional stability conflict following the Osirian event, the introduction of entropy, death, time into the system. We have Horus, the solar child, and we have Set, the typhonic principle. So Horus, the solar child, represents the restorative integrative vector. His rulership is of the manifest ordered world. The day sky, his single eye, the symbol of focused consciousness attempting to reorder the chaos. Set, the typhonic principle, not evil, but the necessary entropic disruptive vector. He is the lord of the unassimilated chaotic potential, the night sky, foreign land. The conflict is not moral, but thermodynamic. The 80-year struggle represents an orbital resonance cycle between the forces of order, Jupiter-Saturn harmonics, and chaos, Mars-Uranus alignments. The final resolution, shared dominion, describes a stable, if tense, systemic equilibrium. So, let's look at the weighing of the heart, a quantum anthropic procedure, with the original concept being judgment in the hall of Ma'at. Here's my reinterpretation, a post-incarnation data upload and integrity scan. The deceased life, the heart, is not weighed against a feather, but its coherent signature is compared to the base resonance frequency of Ma'at, cosmic order and truth. A myth, the devourer, not a monster, but a function of system recycling. If the life data is too incoherent, too heavy, cannot be reintegrated into the archetypal source field. A myth represents dissolution into constituent parts for reuse, a form of cosmic data purification. The negative confessions, not moral laws, but statements of alignment with archetypal principles. I have not caused tears. I have not introduced unnecessary Moon-Neptune dissonance. I have not transgressed. My actions were within the permitted perimeters of my natal chart's potential. Greek mythos reengineering, the pantheon as a planetary control group. We'll use pink to talk about the Greeks. So we have the Titanomachi, the war for systemic dominance. And traditionally, we have Olympians versus Titans. Here's my astrobiological narrative. So this was not just a war, but a systemic upgrade. The Titans, Saturn, Cronus, and his cohort represent the old, stable, cyclical order. Their rule is one of perfect repeating cycles, the golden age, but it is static, it cannot incorporate novelty. We have Prometheus, the Uranian Luciferian vector, the instigator of conscious evolution. His theft of fire is not the gift of technology, but the illegal upload of reflexive consciousness, the divine spark into the human biocomputer. To this fourth system, humanity, out of its harmonious pre-programmed state, the garden, and into a state of self-aware, painful creative potential. As punishment, eagle eating his liver is a metaphor for the recurrent cost of innovation, the eternal return of suffering that accompanies free will. Okay, so the Olympian victory, the establishment of a new, more complex archetypal governance system. Zeus, Jupiter, doesn't merely rule, he arbitrates. The Olympian pantheon, with its complex relationships and moral ambiguities, mirrors the multifactorial, aspect-driven astrological model that replaces the simpler sign-based rulership of the Saturnian age. The labors of Heracles. Sorry, guys, I totally fumbled that. The labors of Heracles, a 12-stage alchemical initiation. So here's the surface myth: punishment and atonement. In the esoteric protocol, it's a forced accelerated progression through the complete zodiacal archetype integration circuit. We have Nemean, the lion, for Leo. We have Lernian, Hydra, Cancer, Pluto, and we have Serenian, Hind, Capricorn, the moon, question mark. So you have a Nemean lion, Leo, confronting and integrating the raw solar ego. The impervious hide represents the ego's defenses. Strangulation is the application of conscious pressure, not brute force. Lernian Hydra, Cancer, Pluto, engaging the regenerative emotional subconscious, cutting off heads, equaling suppressing emotions, which only creates more. Cauterization, equaling the application of transformative Plutonian heat to the root of the wound. Serenia Hind, Capricorn moon, pursuing the elusive sacred feminine within a Saturnian framework. The chase represents the dedicated discipline required to capture intuitive lunar wisdom. So each labor is a forced mastery of a sign, shadow, and light, culminating in the 12th, Cerberus, facing the multi-headed reality of the subconscious at the underworld gate, representing the final mastery of the self. Let's look at the Odyssey, a neural astral navigation log. And real quick, coming to you soon, I'm actually going to bring the Advanced Astrology NASA files. It's gonna be big. So the Advanced Astrology Genius NASA field reports, locked and loaded, coming to you from this channel, Piscean X05, never been seen before, never been done before. So, Homeric tale. First, we have what? The hero's journey home. Because what is the Odyssey? When we're talking about the Odyssey, hang on a second. There we go. Oop, and I did it again. So, the Homeric tale, a hero's journey home. A real-time log of consciousness navigating the collective unconscious, the Mediterranean as the Sea of Psyche. We have Scylla and Charybdis, the Mercurial dilemma, the impossible choice between intellectual abstraction and emotional dissolution. Scylla, the six-headed monster, represents the fragmentation of intellect when over-applied. Charybdis, the whirlpool, the annihilation of consciousness in the emotional abyss. The passage between is the razor's edge of balanced consciousness. The lotus eater is Neptunian dissolution, a hazard zone of blissful, unproductive consciousness. The lotus is not a plant, but a psychoactive resonance field that dissolves purpose and memory, the danger of pure Neptune without Saturnian structure. We have Ithaca, the integrated self, not a physical home, but the state of complete astrological chart integration. Penelope's weaving and unweaving is the cyclic process of building and deconstructing the personality, the natal promise, until true alignment, Odysseus's return, is achieved. I talked about that in my other video too, the natal promise. Synthesis, the cross-mythic code. We have the universal motif, the dismembered god. Osiris, Egypt. Dionysus, Greece. Prajapati, Vedic. All are dismembered. Here's a unified theory. This is the archetype of the singularity becoming multiplicity. The one conscious source, the God, is fragmented to become the manifold universe. The search for and reassembly of the parts by Isis, by the Titans, etc. is the cosmic drive toward reintegration, the spiritual impulse hidden within evolution itself. This is the mythological expression of entropy, dismemberment giving way to syntropy, reassembly at a higher level. We have Project A, Phalon conclusion. These myths are not ancient attempts to explain nature. They are residual memory logs, encoded in narrative form, of the actual archetypal processes that instantiated our reality. They are the dreams of our universe itself, dreaming of its own origin. Our astrological charts are not influenced by the myths, they are personalized subsets of the same foundational code that generate myths. So the hero's journey is the transit report. The weighing of the heart is the progressed chart analysis. The next phase is to map key mythological narrative arcs onto specific rare celestial configurations, grand conjunctions, millennial platonic year shifts to test for historical causal resonance. We'll see you in the next video teaching you more advanced astrology. With peace and love, subscribe and like. I appreciate you.